Hello guys, welcome back to Blossom Bariatrics. Today we are going to talk about what is your next step beyond the 2-week mark post-op. So that means you have already finished or you are about to finish the funnel diet and we are starting to progress towards solid foods. Okay, first thing, I want you to know that this procedure did not change the way that you think about food. It did not change the way that you see food. So your eyes are still going to be bigger than your stomach, okay? And it is going to take a little bit of time to adjust to that. Okay, first thing, the most important part in this is protein. We want to make sure that we get protein with every meal, and I want you to try to shoot for 60 to 90 grams. Okay, so that is not a lot. It may feel like a lot, and the way that we talk about it and the way that you read about protein in the literature, it seems like there's way too much protein, but it is not. Because your stomach is so much smaller, now we're just trying to make sure that you're getting enough protein. And getting enough protein will prevent muscle breakdown for energy. We're gonna support your metabolism, promote healing, support your hair and nails in the best way possible, and also help with the weight loss. Okay, so also things to remember: small, frequent meals. If you're the type of person that does not eat all day and gets all of your calories at night, it's going to be physically impossible to be able to get all the calories you need within one meal. Okay, so plan ahead. Know that you're going to be eating 3 to 4 meals per day, and you will have to break them up. Okay, because again, your stomach is a lot smaller now, so you won't be able to get the 6 to 1200 calories within that one meal. And take your time. Right now it is an adjustment period. You are slowly introducing solid foods. So even at this point, we're at some of you at 3 to 4 weeks, 3 to 6 weeks. Some of you have still not been able to get all the solid foods in as easily, but it will get easier. Just make sure you chew thoroughly, swallow slowly, and your body will adapt. Your stomach size is going to be roughly 6 ounces by volume. That's half a cup to 3/4 of a cup that you'll be able to take in at any given time. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're the type of person that's going to weigh out your food, 6 ounces by weight versus 6 ounces by volume is different. I want you to understand. I've had scenarios where people would tell me, hey, I've weighed out 6 ounces of protein, but I can still eat more. Did you not take out enough stomach? That's not the case. If you were to take 6 ounces of chicken and blend it up, okay, it's going to be less than 6 ounces by volume. So keep that in mind, all right? Maintain the protein sizes, 4 to 6 ounces, and then just fill up on green leafy veggies. And that's going to be the criteria moving forward. Make sure that you are drinking plenty of water. I do want you to hit 64 ounces of water. If you see my previous video, the caffeine is an issue for dehydration. If you're not able to get 64 ounces of water, then you are at higher risk for dehydration if you add caffeine, because it is a diuretic. Okay, so try to shoot for 64 ounces of water, and you should be good. And this will also aid in your metabolism. Sometimes weight loss is stalled because you're not getting enough water. Our bodies are made up primarily of water, and water is absolutely necessary for metabolism. So drink, sip. And actually, one thing I also want to add is that straws. Very, very common question. This is actually very controversial. Some people can't actually get enough water unless they use a straw. Some people will say that there's air that adds, the straw adds air to your stomach, making it harder to get water. So it's going to be a trial and error on your part, and just kind of monitor and evaluate. Try it with a straw, and then you can determine if it's something for you, if it's not. Okay. In addition, activity. We can start moving around. Actually, you could have started walking in the first week, and this is to promote healing, get blood flow, facilitate this whole process, and make things a little bit more efficient. Okay. Going out hiking with friends, dancing. One of the biggest questions I have is weightlifting. So typically when your surgical sites have healed, then you can start lifting weights or swim, okay? Just be careful when it comes to the weightlifting. Take it easy, take it slow, avoid compound heavy lifts like squats, deadlifts, presses, because they do use your core quite a bit and you will risk a hernia. So just take it one step at a time. Start with accessory movements like bicep curls, extensions, leg extensions, and then go body weight for the squats and deadlifts, and then you can slowly progress, okay? Protein with every meal. This is very important. Like I said, protein. The criteria moving forward is protein and veggies, and that's it. I don't want you to eat any fruit. I don't want any starches like rice, bread, pasta. I don't want starchy vegetables like potatoes or corn, green peas. This is going to add some unnecessary stress to this process. So I want to remind you, you guys are here for a reason, okay? You guys have gone through this for a reason, and that's because your efforts in the past have failed. I don't like to demonize fruit. I don't like to demonize carbohydrates, and they do have their place, but it does not have a place here in the first 6 months. So for the first 6 months, I would like you to please omit the carbohydrates that come from starchy vegetables and whole grains, also refined sugars, all of those things. That includes protein bars. So protein bars, I'm not a huge fan because they're actually, in my opinion, candy bars with extra protein. Okay, so avoid that. And just stick to the protein and green leafy veggies. Protein coming from chicken, beef, lamb, or eggs, fish, what have you, and then green leafy veggies. Obviously, we have spinach, kale, broccoli, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, mustard greens, all those things. Okay, so that is the criteria. No grazing. Like I said earlier, I don't want you to graze. I want you to plan ahead. When you graze, you add unnecessary calories. We know what we're doing in the office. We know what we have when we go to work. We have and we know the people that tempt us at our workplace. So just avoid it. And if you plan your meals ahead, you won't be able to give into those temptations. You won't be able to grab that, open up that candy drawer, or when people bring in snacks and things like that, donuts, we'll be able to cut it out because we know what meals that we're going to be eating ahead of time. Okay, just know that, for example, chips, potato chips, very, very big grazing snack, and they're everywhere. They're in every vending machine, and even if you go grab lunch anywhere, potato chips are available. So when it comes to potato chips, before the procedure, you could have killed that bag in maybe 15 minutes. Today, you'd be able to kill that bag in about 3 hours. Okay, so the problem is, at the end of the day, it is still a bag of potato chips, so we just want to avoid it. And you can throughout the day. If you had a bag of potato chips and you constantly graze, at the end of the day, you can still kill that bag of potato chips. So let's just cut it out and then stick to the protein and veggies. This should go without saying. Sugary beverages, stay away from them. This is just gonna, again, add unnecessary stress and unnecessary stress to the body, and just make this process a whole lot harder. When it comes to carbonated beverages, this is not only will it add air to the stomach, making it harder to get water and making it harder to get calories in, but it will also add, it's also very, very painful. So you're more than welcome to try, but everybody has told me that it is extremely painful, and you'll learn really quickly not to have the carbonated beverages. Okay, alcohol, very, very common question that I have. When can I have alcohol? I don't want you to have alcohol for the first 6 months, okay? Now why? It's because they yield calories. It is the unrecognized macronutrient. We have protein, fat, carbohydrates, and the unrecognized macronutrient is alcohol. It does yield 7 calories per gram. Okay, so what does that mean? I'm gonna use vodka as an example. Vodka, Absolute, 80 proof, 40% by volume is alcohol. So 7 calories per gram of that. 2 ounces can yield about 160 calories. So you can easily drink away your calories in a single day. Number 2 is that you lost 80% of your stomach, and what goes with that are enzymes that can break down alcohol. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that you're going to be drunker faster, and it's going to mean you're going to be drunker longer. I don't know if that's a good thing, but just steer clear. And number 3, when it comes to alcohol, no matter how good your metabolism is that day, you've eaten everything that you need to eat, exercise, you drank the water, and you are in fat burning mode, the moment you drink alcohol, your body will take priority on metabolizing that alcohol. Okay, so it will slow your metabolism, and that's why they say alcohol slows your metabolism, because it takes priority when it comes to it. Okay, so first 6 months, let's purge the alcohol, and then we can slowly add it back in after we've reached our goal after the 6 months. Okay, so drinking and eating. Now, this is also another very, very common question. Your stomach, like we showed with the measuring cup, can only hold about half cup to 3/4 of a cup. The idea is that if you only have this much room in your stomach, and we are trying to prioritize water, we are trying to prioritize calories, if you eat and drink at the same time, you are not going to prioritize either. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you have to wait the 30 minutes between meals to drink. It's just, again, another trial for you to see what's comfortable. It's just understanding that if you drink and eat at the same time, you're gonna fill up too fast. Okay, so if you're the type of person that needs a sip, go ahead and take a sip. It's okay. Just understand your body and learn what your limitations are. Okay, and then also, if you feel full, just stop. Now, we are still in the progression phase of moving towards solid food. So it's only been 2 or 3 weeks. We are still healing. Okay, we want to, if you're eating and you feel some resistance, just stop. This way you can learn a little bit more about your body. And also, if you can only tolerate maybe 2 bites, then that's okay. You are still healing. You are getting used to solid food again. You are redistributing the gastric juices and the gastric acid and the enzymes, okay? Because again, you just lost 80% of your stomach. Don't think that we took too much stomach out. It is your body's just adapting. Get the rest of your calories from the shakes, maintain the funnel diet, and slowly continue to add solid food. Supplementation, very, very important and highly recommended. The 5 highly recommended post-bariatric surgery. Okay, we're talking multivitamin, calcium citrate, B-complex, probiotic, and omega-3s. Now, those are the 5 highly recommended post-bariatric surgery. When it comes to multivitamin and calcium citrate, I do recommend that you take those for life. Okay, and for the first 6 months, at least 6 months, use a bariatric brand. It doesn't matter what brand, but please use a bariatric brand because they are already formulated for post-bariatric surgery. Some of the vitamins and minerals in those are a little bit elevated as opposed to what you'd find in a over-the-counter multivitamin. In addition, the calcium citrate does not require food. It does not require gastric acid for breakdown and bioavailability and absorption. Okay, as opposed to what you'd find typically over the counter is a calcium carbonate, which requires all those things. So because you are already compromised, you will, if you take the alternative, if you want to save some money or whatever, chances are you're going to lose it because you're going to just pee or poop it out. Okay, so stick to the calcium citrate, stick to the multivitamin from Bariatric brand, and you will get everything that you need. In addition, there's B-complex. Okay, B-complex, this is for metabolism, overall wellness, immune function. This will support your hair and nails in the best way possible, secondary to protein. Okay, and then probiotics. You just lost 80% of your stomach. We want to get the healthy bacteria back into your gut. All right, and then also the omega-3s. Great for inflammation, your triglycerides, your lipid panel, your cognitive function. It's just a very, very good supplement to have overall. So those are the 5 highly recommended post-bariatric surgery. You can purchase them online at blossombariatrics.com or online, you know, whatever source that you want. Just try to stick to a bariatric brand. for the first 6 months. We've talked about the proteins and the vegetables. Like I said, the criteria moving forward for the first 6 months and hopefully for the rest of your life is going to be protein and vegetables. You do have a lot of options when it comes to this, okay? We have stir fries, kebabs, stuffed peppers, zucchini boats, spaghetti squash, utilizing cauliflower for its versatility with cauliflower rice, cauliflower mash, cauliflower pizza crust. Okay, it's very common now, and you can get it pretty much anywhere, any grocery store. So you do have options. In addition, if you do go to a restaurant, you can go to pretty much any restaurant and adhere to that criteria of protein and vegetables. You go to a steakhouse, get a steak and steamed vegetables, or fish and steamed vegetables, a salad with protein. You can go to places like Chipotle or Cafe Rio and still omit the rice and the tortilla and still stick to the protein, pico de gallo, things like that. You can go to a burger joint and still order protein style minus the bun. It's not weird. Italian restaurants get a meatballs with marinara, and you will be fine. Just again, avoid the breaded and deep fat fried stuff. Okay, things to stay away from. It should go without saying. All the convenience foods. Just remember that your GI tract is completely intact except for the fact that your stomach is smaller. So you will be able to tolerate everything that you could tolerate before the procedure. This does not change the way that you think about food. What we're doing in this next 6 months is recreating your relationship with food, and we want to change it and change your routine, and we want to change the way that you eat for a better, longer, healthier life. Okay, so when it comes to convenience foods, when it comes to pastries and cakes and the sugar and all of that, those things will ruin your progress. Okay, so a lot of people think that your stomach can stretch. It can stretch, but by a very, very small amount. Okay, but you can easily eat more calories than you're burning. 6 ounces of whole foods versus 6 ounces of chocolate cake. They have 2 completely different caloric densities, but you will be able to tolerate both, okay? And that's where the calories come in, and that's when you fail. So stay away from it, stick to the protein and veggies, and you will succeed, okay? Lastly, weight loss stalls. This is a very, very huge one, okay? The weight loss stalls come because lack of water, lack of calories. If we are below 600 calories, okay, our bodies are designed to survive, and in the absence of calories, we think that our bodies are under threat, and for self-preservation, start storing everything as fat. So we want to make sure that we are eating enough calories. During this time, this transition to solid foods, we do run the risk of not eating enough calories. So use a MyFitnessPal, Bariatrics, use some kind of calorie calculator and make sure that you're getting enough. Okay, so if you are extremely full and you see that you don't come close to the amount of calories that you need, then you can use some calorically dense foods like a tablespoon of peanut butter in your shake. It won't uncomfortably increase the volume, but you will be able to kick up the calories a little bit using avocado, cheese, things like that, okay? Also, you will have stalls. It is inevitable. Your progression is not gonna look like this with your weight loss. It's gonna look like this, okay? So I want you to be aware of that. Be aware that success isn't always measured on the scale, but how your clothes fit, how you feel, how you look, all right? And I also want to remind you that within the first 3 or 4 weeks, you will face your first stall, and that is because of the trauma that you've induced in these last 5-6 weeks, okay? The trauma that you're putting on your body, the changes that your body's going through, all right? You have gone through a shrinking liver diet. You've had 80% of your stomach taken out. You have gone through a liquid funnel diet, and then you're also now in the phase of progressing towards solid food and reintroducing food again. At some point, your body is going to say, what the heck is going on? And it's going to just start slowing everything down. But understand, your body will adapt and you will continue to lose weight if you continue to do what you're supposed to do, and that's drink your water, eat your supplements, and stick to protein and veggies, exercise. That is it. That is it. So, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to contact us here at Blossom Bariatrics. Shoot me an email, alexc@blossombariatrics.com, or just call in and we will help you. You do have a great support system over here and we want you to succeed. All right, so I will see you guys later. Take care.